10. Commie's here. Good morning, good morning. Okay. Good morning. Happy Monday. Welcome to the Monday Market Kickoff. My name is Scott. As always, I'll be your host. Keep in mind, education and illustrative purposes only. Nothing intended to be a recommendation to buy or sell. We're not brokers. We're not advisors. What are we going to do? Let's look at the futures. They're down a little bit. So we kind of had a forecast of a little bit of a weaker open as we looked at the VIX. It showed some data that came through post July 3rd that we didn't really have market, but we were like, this is interesting. And we are seeing that now play out just a little bit. So we'll take a look at that. Light on the economic calendar as we wait for two things next week. Thing number one, the next round of inflation data, which is the PPI and CPI numbers. Thing number two that we'll be waiting for is corporate data, earnings. So as the earnings start to come in, and it's earnings season starting next week, certainly we're going to be paying quite a bit of attention to that. And we're coming up on some tariff deadlines, and we know that those are always likely to be impactful as well. Mindset for open trades. I would imagine that you're not carrying much. That it's been pared down quite a bit in the last few days. And the thought process is now looking for new trades, which is exactly what we're going to be doing this week. Hello, Vladimir. Good to see you. Okay, we'll look at the opening range. We had a good list of stocks that hopefully you wrote down, either because you were there, because you watched the recording, or because you read through the printed summary. Plenty of ways to get that. And lastly, definitely not least, our trading plan section of the week. Our loop is starting. Oh, the Sunday morning recording wasn't accessible, Lee says. I will take a look. We definitely want that. Thank you for flagging. Sorry, I'm curious now. I would like to see what happened. What does it tell me? Video is private. Oh, that's not supposed to be private. You know what? Just give me 1 second. That was just a very brief settings issue. Good morning, Gene. Good to see you. Let me just pop through this real quickly, you guys. And done. Okay, Lee. Sorry about that. Feel free to flag that in the circle. That's pretty quick for me to just a setting change. But if anyone wants to go see that now, it is definitely available. All right, let's get to it. July 9th. Oh, that's right. It's this week. It's July 9th. May actually mean August or later. Yeah, it seems we're going to kick that can down the road. I thought 2 weeks is, that seems to be the standard time frame in the administration of 2 weeks. We'll tell you in 2 weeks. We'll let you know in 2 weeks. So I would have assumed 2 weeks, but maybe a little longer even still. What else? So futures are down. S&P 0.36, Dow 0.18, NASDAQ 0.5%, Russell 0.2%. 0.2%. Okay. What else? Okay, let's take a look at the news. So, Trump turns up tariff heat. Trump warns of extra 10% tariff for anti-American BRICS. Tesla sinks as Musk's America Party worries investors. Worries over U.S. debt. Yeah, we've been worrying about debt for years. Okay, well, same as usual, not much. A lot of ambiguity, unfortunately, that the market doesn't like. Nothing scheduled for reports today. Yeah, nothing scheduled for the new... Oh, wait a second. I think I had They had... Okay, I figured out what it is now. It is this week. I thought it was this week. I'm like, wait a second. They had 2 sets of data for... 2 sets of data for the following week, and now it looks like they've reconciled it, because I was like, wait, I didn't think it was. But okay, so the inflation data is this week. We have more than we thought. Nothing today, but tomorrow... No? Man, Market Watch, what's the issue? I don't know how they went from Monday, July 7th to Tuesday, July 9th, but somehow they did. However, it does appear we have inflation data this week. So CPI on Tuesday. We don't have projections yet, which is odd. This is odd. I might need to find a new economic calendar, because this one is definitely lacking. Okay. CPI. If you have a calendar that's telling us what the projection forecasts are, let me know. Core CPI year over year. We have Empire State Manufacturing production utilization on Wednesday. We have PPI and the Beige Book on Thursday. We have jobless claims, retail sales, and on Friday we don't have much at all. Okay. All right. What's next? let's go to a real quick peek at the Fed. We're about 3 weeks and change for our next meeting. Nobody expects anything from this meeting. By way of, you can see 95% of people say nothing. But when we go to September, now we're 2-1, 4. 2-1, 4. So the market has shifted to September. How do we feel about that? You guys agree? September's when we're going to get the next rate cut, 0.25%. I think this week's data matters. If the data jumps at all, then no for me. If it's like, oh, here it is, we finally saw, the inflation with an impact, then the Fed's going to be like, we can't do it. If it's stable, if the data is stable, meaning as expected, I'm going to say I'm still 50-50. If we get a little bit of a drop, that's all we need is a little bit of a drop, then I think the Fed has some more wiggle room. Now, if with the ADP employment report last week, the non-farm had been weak as well, I think that would have given them more ability to cut without inflationary data on the decline, but we didn't. We didn't get that. We actually got quite a strong, unexpectedly strong jobs report from the Department of Labor, and I think that has the Fed like, well, we probably have to wait still. Okay, let's go watch this thing as it opened. Let me get my watch list here. So we have a little pause. A little bit of a pause here, and our fear levels are up marginally. Now, if you missed the meeting and didn't have a chance to watch the recording because it was set to private, which it no longer is, this is where we are. This is where we are. So if you look at last week, we were 4.75. This week, we kicked into the 5s. So we're not sure where we're going to settle at the next range. When I say that, you can see 2.5, 3.25, 3.5, 3.5, 3.5. We were there for about 6 weeks, maybe even the week before. Yes, 2.5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 7 weeks we spent. And now we're moving into the next now we're moving to the next range, whatever that range is. And so feeling better. There you go. Fear and greed index is just barely moving into the green. That's kind of the same for us. We like to see it kick above 5, and that's where we're like, okay, now this thing's more bullish for us. We love it. Yeah, perfect. Perfect. Okay. What got better? Long-term trend stayed the same. Short-term trend stayed the same. But we moved with a little more conviction. We gave the buyers the nod a couple of times, which kicked that score up a little bit. And remember, as long as things stay good, what I would expect to happen is as this drops towards 0, this moves towards 1.5 and maybe even towards 2. And this might move a little bit more towards 1.75. That's about as good as it's going to get. But you can see we have a half to 1 point still available here. So if we drop to 0 on volume, but we gain, we'll still actually be net positive in this area. Out of 6 points, we're at 3. Pretty good. Major market stayed the same. Sector rotation increased. What did we see? We saw more evidence of money flow into growth segments, growth sectors that indicate institutions moving their money confidently into the areas that they think are going to grow, not the areas that they think are going to sustain, which makes them two different things, of course. Okay. Let's go back in. So, this was our last high. This came down. Here's the low. This is coming up. Here or sooner. And yes, I can do exactly the same, but in reverse. At first, I think, oh, maybe it's a flag. Then from there, it hits my box. Right? From there, it hits my box. And then I think, oh, in that box, what am I thinking? Okay. Questions, comments, concerns. Does anybody have anything? Let me know. Okay, we'll keep going. Let's hit the watch list and see where that takes us. Oh, Sandy, Craig liked your fear and greed index. If you have a link for that, please post. Okay. Let's move on. Oh, but as I was saying here, if we come up into this and roll, that's a lower high. We're definitely going to score that and see that as confirming our bullishness here, right? So I'm definitely on the lookout for that. Let's get to the top of this and see what happens up here. All right, so you can see Apple is Apple is a little bit overextended. If you're in it, what are you thinking? Well, you're probably thinking to yourself, I should be tightening my stop. I should be potentially getting a little bit tighter with how I'm going to manage my risk. Okay, let's keep going. Amazon. Nothing there. A little overextended. APH. Now, here's the deal. Can we look at this and think, you know what? That's the breakout. Absolutely. Absolutely. Can and might. We'll be thinking about this today. Okay, we'll keep going. BAC. Why can't my watch list advance? It's all right. Just kind of holding out there. So you can see that we even today, we're not seeing concise pullbacks just yet. So, yeah. Caterpillar. Overextended. Looking for what? Let's be patient with some of these. CLS. CLS looked like it wanted to break. Could be in a hiccup. Okay, so we'll watch and see. If you're in it, you're going to have to sit through the hiccup. If you're not in it, you're going to wait and see what else might be coming with it. All right, let's keep going. CME. It just sort of did this. What's the problem with that? The problem with that is time. If you own an option, it's not really going to be keeping pace, and so, right, it leaves you having to make a decision of, do I stay with it? Do I keep trying to ride it? There's just not that much you can do with it. And, that's where we are with it. Okay. What's next? COF, a little overextended. Cisco's close. Cisco's close. You can see the stochastics is still coming down. Yeah, depending on how you draw things, you could be looking at this and thinking that it has some possibilities. Okay. Let's keep going. Ooh, no, not earnings. You can see here's our last one in May, so it probably won't be till August. This was a dividend that paid last week. It's already gone ex-dividend. Okay, let's keep going. All right. What's next? The Dow down, but not much. EA, okay. This is what I'm looking for. Now, this is back in business. We're now sitting at this, looking at like a cup and handle. Here's the handle. Anywhere through here, we have a viable opportunity. You can see it setting up down below. Put it on the list. GE Vernova. Yeah, definitely could think about this one as well. Starting to cross. Time before earnings. On the list. Gold, not so much. Google's a little iffy as well. Not sure what's going on there. Goldman overextended. Hood, flagging. Robinhood is definitely, I mean, actually, I'd say more of a pennant, but same implication as if I saw this. I don't care between those two. Yeah. Okay. Let's keep looking. Howmet's in an interesting place, actually. Still looks strong, still looks viable. Howmet definitely looks like it's setting up. Okay. Let's take a look at what's next with IBM. Oh. Let's activate this drawing and switch it over there, and that looks viable as well. I think we may have, as I said, there could be a couple of trade alerts on deck for us, so we'll see what develops as we go forward. What do you think? Am I showing you anything tasty looking yet, you guys? What are we thinking here? Small caps are pulling back a little bit. Meta. Oh, Meta's in a beautiful setup. Beautiful set. If we're patient, it'll come to us. Heiken Ashy on which one? I missed that. Sorry. I'll go back. I didn't see that comment. Morgan. Well, if you were patient, it took 1, 2, 3, 4 extra days, but it got to its target that we had prescribed. I don't know that there's time for this one to pull back. Microsoft, maybe. Micron. Don't be hasty. Right? Don't be hasty. Okay, let's keep going. Okay, Cisco. Heiken Ashy. Ooh, not quite. You can see it's last red, first. There's transition. There's first white. That's anticipatory. That first white. We don't have a momentum candle yet. Right? We don't have a momentum candle yet. Okay. Let me go back. What time do we have? We have plenty of time to get through the list and talk about the plan still. We got to Micron, which we said a day away, but close. Netflix still holding. Still testing some support. The 17th aftermarket. It's next Thursday. As long as I get a trade in the next couple of days, we should be able to do something there. NVIDIA. Nothing yet. Palantir. Nothing yet. Now, we took one, and now would you take another one? Yeah, I would consider a trade here. Of course. Roblox was one that I looked at Friday or Thursday, but was behind because of the time. But we have something there. So what would I think about on this if I took it? I would probably go with a tighter stop because I do have. Yeah, now I could go with a stop maybe around like this 101.50 area. $4 of risk. Target. I've got 113. It's only 2-1 actually. So not bad. Here's a trade we're in, which hiccuped but is doing fine. So great. Let's go back out of this to here. Okay. SPY still a little bit struggling this morning, but it's paired some of the losses already. So it is an interesting day. Okay, let's see. What's next? Tesla getting beat up again today. It's like we said. I said if you're a Tesla fan, you still need to be very, very, very careful. Now that it is embroiled in political whatevers. Whatever you would call it. Okay, let's keep going. TSM on a pause. Strong though. Uber's still moving. Visa. Okay, so for me, Visa has done enough to come back in, right? So I do think that Visa has more potential than it has for a little bit already. For me, let me draw this line. And you could just come right through here. This is it. It broke through the consolidation, and that's where we are now. Broke through the consolidation. This is where we are now. This is all that we have. We don't have a pullback. We don't have a higher low. Does that make sense? Okay, let's keep going. Walmart. Flat, nothing there. Here's the VIX today. Look, I feel fine with this. There's not a lot of fear here. The institutions are not that worried about things as it stands right now. So, be patient. Let's wait for our signals. Let's look for signals. I think we have everything that we need. So, shenanigans. Let's talk about our. Yeah, we've got. I would expect at least one alert to come out today. At least one. Maybe two. Posture's improved. Posture's at 5.25. We've got setups across multiple industries. Things look fine. Are there concerns because of are there concerns because of the tariffs and because of some of the ambiguity in policies? Yeah, absolutely. But it's been that way and it's going to continue to be that way. So if you're not going to trade because of that, well, you might not trade for 4 years. Okay, let's talk about the trading plan outline before we wrap up here. Because, especially if you're new, we're starting over on the loop. Right? We're starting over on the loop. The loop starts on section 1, personal info. Strengths and weaknesses, very important. Why? It's good to anchor ourselves when we know we have some strengths, number 1. It's good for us to identify our weaknesses so that we can set goals to try to make them better, number 2. What do I need here? I need 3 strengths. Be thoughtful. 3 weaknesses. Be really thoughtful. These are going to turn into goals. I need a paragraph about commitment and discipline, a paragraph about my mission statement, and a paragraph about a vision statement. And there it is, right? That's what this section needs to contain. If you need a little help, make sure that you go and check the fleshed out trading plan example, because it will give you some guidance. No need to reinvent the wheel. Great. Okay, that's it. Any questions for today? Anything we missed for today? Heiken Ashi, Craig said. Heiken Ashi are candles. They are momentum candles that smooth things out. So if I take something like this, which is already pretty smooth, to be honest, even smoother still. So you can see transition, momentum, transition, momentum, transition, momentum, transition. Well, if you follow the pattern, then coming out of this into this and here, we think one of these is setting up again. So yeah, that's what we're thinking and doing with those. Those are momentum candles. We use those once, to confirm getting into trades, staying into trades, when and how to move stops, etc. Okay, great question to end with. Anything else before we wrap this up? Let me know. Feeling pretty good. I love it. All right. Perfect. All right. Well, listen, we do have a Q&A. That is later today. At what time? I can't remember. 8 o'clock Eastern. At 8 o'clock Eastern, we have 1 hour for Q&A. I hope you can make it. If not, we have a double Q&A on Tuesday, so plenty of opportunity. Thanks, everybody. Glad to hang out with you this morning. Have a great rest of your morning. As always, happy trading.